Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks very much for tuning in. Today we are going to change the oil and filter on the GPX750R. It's getting very close to starting this bike. It's got oil in it at the moment, but that oil I put in there about 4.5 years ago on the hope that I was going to start it up fairly quickly, but that just wasn't the case. So I'm going to drop that oil. I don't want to run that through the motor because it'd have a fair bit of moisture in it and things like that, so I'm not too keen about that at the end of the day, and oil's fairly cheap for these things. So I'm going to drop the oil and filter out of that. We're also going to connect the battery, get some fuel, get some start you bastard, or some aero start or something like that, to see if we can get this thing going. I'm really excited about trying to get this bike going. So I'll grab some tools, we'll turn the camera around, we'll have a bit of a sticky beak, see what we've got to do, and we'll go from there. Good on you. Okay, so to get to the oil drain plug, naturally enough sits underneath the engine, so I've got to get rid of this belly pan here. It's a couple of screws here, there and there. Same on the other side, I had a little sticky beak before. We'll find the drain plug and the oil filter point, and yeah, we'll get cracking. Okay, so that's the belly pan off. Now, if we get underneath the bike here, hopefully I can get the camera underneath far enough, and it shows where we're going. Right there, where my finger is, there's the drain plug for the oil, and then just behind here is the oil filter housing. This cover here, this is different to the ZXR 750. ZXR's actually got a spin-on oil filter at the front here by the oil cooler, so this is from memory a paper element inside here. So we'll drain the oil first, then we'll take the filter out, let the rest of the oil drain out, button it all back up, pop a new oil filter in, and fill her up with some oil. Okay, so that's the oil drained out of it. A little bit fiddly with the oil filter because the exhaust crossover underneath sits right in the way of the plate that comes down, so you have to get the whole bolt down first, that long bolt that you saw me put a little O-ring on. You have to get that one all the way out first, and then everything just falls out. So I was looking at it thinking, no, you don't have to take the exhaust out to like get the bloody oil filter out. That'd be a friggin' nightmare. But all in all, pretty straightforward really at the end of the day. I haven't worked on this bike for ages, so yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun to do. So now that I've put the new oil filter in, tightened up the plug, tightened up the oil filter housing, time to drop some oil in the motor. Now apparently it takes 3.2 litres with a filter, so I'm just going to measure that out roughly, see how it comes up on the window. I know it reads a little bit differently when it's on the centre stand, so but we'll have a look at that, and we'll start filling her up and keep cracking on, and fingers crossed we might be able to get it started today. I don't know, we'll just have to see how it goes at the end of the day and how much time I've got as well. So without further ado, we'll get some oil in it and we'll go from there. Cool. So that's the oil and filter done, happy days. Now I'm going to take out the existing battery that's in there, because there's some bloody dodgy battery, I think, from, you know, just to get it started so you could show me that the bike was running. It's stuffed anyway, so I've got a new battery on charge just here at the moment. I think it's getting pretty close to charge. It had 9.6 volts on it. I bought this battery like 2.5 years ago, so I've just got it on charge now. I do have to go get some fuel for the bike as well. What I did do though, and I'll show you, just come around this side here, is I put the fuel tap and the fuel level sender relay there back into the tank. Now the gasket for this fuel tap was absolutely stuffed. It literally just broke apart in my hands, and it was absolutely buggered. So I bought some petrol resistant Gaston sealant and smeared it around there and then tightened that down. I've had that sitting for a couple of days now, so hopefully that will seal, and then I've just got to put the fuel lines, connect the fuel lines onto there, and then we should be hopefully good to go. So I might just clean up a bit of the mess here first. No, sorry, I'll take the battery out, I'll put the new battery in, and then we'll go and get some fuel and see if we can get this thing started, which is super exciting. Yeah. Have a look at that, guys. Original toolkit as well. Came with the bike. Pretty rare those ones these days, that's for sure. It's got all the tools in there, spanners and stuff for the rear axle and everything. Unreal. So cool. Alright, so that's the battery connected up. Now let's just see if we've got some power. Oh dear. Alright, battery might not be fully charged. I'll grab the booster battery, like the thing that really gets these things going, and we'll connect that up and see if we've got any power running through it. Second time lucky. And yes, we have power. Bloody excellent. Well, that's excellent. We've got power. The motor turns over. Happy days. It's not seized or anything like that. The motor spun over real easy. I think the battery just needs to get more charged on the trickle charger to give that a bit more go in it, because once I put that booster power adapter on it, man, she just fired up straight away, so to speak. It turned over. It didn't fire up naturally. It hasn't got fuel. But I do have to check the coolant to make sure it's got coolant in it. I haven't checked that yet, so we might do that quickly now, and then I'll see if I can get to the servo, because I'm running out of time very, very quickly in this video. So we'll check the coolant now, make sure it's got coolant in it, and we'll go from there. Okay. Yeah, it definitely got coolant in it, and there's coolant in the overflow reservoir here as well, so that's fantastic news. Wonderful. That'll be enough just to get us started. I will flush that though once we get it started, and that let it pump around a bit, and hopefully we can get this thing started very, very soon. I went out and got some fuel for the GPX750. Just grabbed a few litres out of the good old red tin there. Now what I'm going to do is just going to see, hopefully I'll just turn the camera around, hopefully the fuel lines will be long enough. You can see there, that's the main line that runs, and then that's the looks like a vacuum line that comes off one of the manifolds just in there, so to create vacuum and get fed, the fuel gets fed to the bike. Hopefully they're long enough so that I can connect up the fuel tank and get the fuel down into the carbies and all that sort of stuff. A little bit dodgy on the air filter as well, so I'm just going to pull what they've got out there out of it. Hopefully I can get some of the Aerostart or Start, yeah, bastard, sprayed up in there to give it a little bit of a kick, and hopefully we can get it going. Sweet. Alright, the moment of truth. Might actually spray it with some ether first. That's impressive. Something not quite right. It sounds like it's getting fuel. Okay. Give it one more crack. Well, that was a bit of success. The bike actually fired with the ether getting sprayed through into the airbox. I don't think it's getting fuel though, it sounds dry. So I've got to find out what's going on there. It could be anything that's going on. I did put fuel in the tank as you saw. I'm going to check the fuel line to see if there was any fuel actually coming down through the line as well. And then check the float bowls and all that sort of stuff on the carbies. But all in all, super happy with it. It actually turned over. It fired. There was a little puff out of the back of the exhaust there, probably a little bit of oil coming past the oil seals on the valves or something, don't know. But it fired, and it fired a few times, so it wants to go. So happy days about that. Super happy with that. In the next video, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've just got to get this bike sorted. I really want to get this thing started and running. We got it started, it fired, and it fired quite a few times, which was great. No backfire or anything like that, so happy days there. But now I wanted to get it running. So the carbies could be way out of balance, all that sort of stuff. So there's a little bit of mucking around. I just wanted to see if I could actually get it going, you know. It's it was worth a crack, that's for sure, but I'm very happy that we've got it fired up. I'll wrap this video up there. If you enjoyed the video, can you give it a thumbs up for me? Much appreciated, and consider subscribing, hitting the button down below for plenty more of this type of videos to come up on RevMatch 1970. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you on the next video. Cheers.